We live in a very overstimulated world. Like when you look at the world around you, there's a lot of noise. The choices are endless. There is a bunch of companies trying to push you to buy stuff. There is just information overload that sometimes it can actually be overwhelming. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Buki Sosa, and I help decode life's complex issues and bring it to moments of clarity so that way it can help you in your day-to-day life. Now, back to the video. We are so overly stimulated that we're literally like zombies at this point. And there's so much technology out there that can think for us that we don't even know how to think anymore for ourselves. When you have ChatGPT and other AI tools, our brains are literally rotting bit by bit. And when you really think about it, having some type of mental clarity has literally become the new luxury. And even for me too, I've had moments in my life where everything looked good on paper, from having the right job to having the nice place to live in to driving the nice car and all those things. But internally, I was a completely hot mess, mentally going through it. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. And I've even talked to some of my clients that also said the exact same thing. And even with the achievements that a lot of these individuals have, they still feel mentally confused. And a lot of times people are actually coasting. They're coasting and they don't even have time to process and really think about their everyday decisions because they're just allowing life to just happen. They don't really have a sense of control or grasp over it. And society itself has sort of fed us what success looks like, that people haven't had time to really process and think about what that definition is for them, because it's gonna look different from individual to individual. When we don't take time to pause, to think, to rest, it's very easy to feel drained. And with the type of society we live in, everybody's on overdrive and not a lot of people take a pause. Even when thinking about how many thoughts we process every day, I think the statistics say around 6,000 to 10,000 thoughts a day. Even that alone is overwhelming to the brain, that you need to decompose that at least for a good 10 to 20 minutes on a daily basis, just so you have time to just rest. And that mental noise that I was referring to earlier, it can be self-doubt, it can come in thoughts of fear, it can be replaying past memories or thinking about future ones that hasn't happened yet and most likely isn't productive to your current present. It can be so many things. And more than half the time, it has nothing to do with what you got to take care of that current day. So when you think about having clarity, even the thought of it's a simple concept, but it's so rare because to have clarity means that you have to be intentional about getting clarity. And you can only be intentional about something once you're aware that you need it. And if you don't have the time to be aware of something, then you'll never know what you actually need. You'll never know what you actually need because you're forever distracted. The moment you feel like you can even do a simple task, get up from bed, maybe go to the gym, maybe brush your teeth, maybe go eat something not nutritious. Is that a word? Eating something healthy for your body. The minute you can do simple things like that, that's when you know the mental noise has gotten a hold of you. Because what it does is that it will try and break you down so much so to the point where even doing the simplest things seems like you're trying to move a mountain. So now the real question is, when your mind feels cluttered, what do you do? Well, what exactly do you do? If you think about the concept of washing clothes and then you have wet clothes or like a wet towel, the first thing you do is you squeeze it opposite sides and you drain all that water out. That's literally what you got to do with your brain. You got to take your brain and you got to squeeze all that junk out of it because it's overloaded. And squeezing that info out is going to look so different from person to person, but there's always some form of stillness involved or doing some type of activity that doesn't require you burning brain calories. So for example, when you're at work and you're doing a lot of meetings with clients, you're burning brain calories. When you're trying to teach your kids, for example, you're burning brain calories. When you're doing business or you're trying to strategize, anything that involves you using your brain, you are burning brain calories. And that is information overload. And there's a lot of unprocessed thoughts that comes with that. So when your brain is crowded and you gotta squeeze that thing out, you gotta do something that's the opposite of that. That doesn't require you burning calories using your brain. So a simple concept like breathing, or no distractions from phones or technology, or running, or doing some type of physical activity, or something that, again, you don't really have to think much and you can just be. That is one of the best ways and the first steps to really just squeezing that brain, all that brain overload out of you. Creating stillness or some type of quiet, all it really takes is just 10-15 minutes on a daily basis. Some people call it meditation, but it really is just sitting your ass still and not even questioning or judging the thoughts that come through your mind, and just observing it. You don't even have to try and think too hard or process it. Just literally sit down still. But the issue that a lot of people have is that to be still like that involves dealing with those unprocessed thoughts. And a lot of people are trying to ignore those thoughts because you're holding up a mirror to your face. And it's kind of daunting in the beginning, but after a while of continuously practicing that every single day, you get used to it. And the goal is to go from a simple 10-15 minutes to maybe 30 minutes or to an hour of just stillness. That takes time. It's almost like you're building a muscle. You have to build your stillness muscle in this case. And as you're going about through your day, one of the things that can really help keep your mind organized and calm is knowing how to compartmentalize thoughts and emotions that come. So for example, let's say you're upset about your partner about something or your friend about something, but you're in the middle of a work meeting and stuff. That feeling, thoughts and emotions has nothing to do with you being at work and dealing with a client, for example. So you have to learn to put that aside into like a box, lock it up, deal with what you have to do in the moment. And when you're done working, for example, and you actually have time to then unlock it and start processing those emotions and going through that motion, that is the best way to really help organize and collect your thoughts as the day go by. And compartmentalizing was something that even I struggle with for the longest time. Again, the same concept I mentioned earlier about building that muscle, that in itself, compartmentalizing, is a muscle that you have to just develop. Whatever information that's coming in, if it doesn't add any positive impact in your life, it's not helping you improve or make more money or have a more fulfilled life. It is thoughts and noise that does not need to be in your vicinity at all. So having a thick barrier from you and that noise so it can repel is the key. Now, in this new era you're about to walk in, where you have better control over yourself and better clarity mentally, you almost have to ask yourself, what does a wealthy mind look like to you? Is it peace? Is it having more calm in your life? Is it being able to be less reactive, being more intentional, being more selective about how you spend your energy and your emotions and what you pour into? Because the real mental wealth is really just having space, peace, and room to just be. Until next time.